Let's go to some of the polls. I want to show you some of the numbers that are coming in. We have the Suffolk University, NBC 10 Boston, Boston Globe tracking poll. Trump has a big lead at 57%. Haley, as we're looking at, is 19 points behind him. Both candidates will be in front, of course, of the voters tonight to make their final pitch before Granite Staters head to the polls.
We have crews spread out all across New Hampshire. But let's start with NBC 10 Boston's Matt Pritchard. We've been talking about the candidates all day, Matt, but what about the election officials who actually have to run tomorrow's primary? What are they telling you?
Yeah, Corey, well, these ballots, they've been sent to the polling locations. The volunteers, they are in place. And Secretary of State David Scanlan tells me they are ready and raring for voters come tomorrow morning. Voters are ready to make a choice.
I really would like to see if he could get in and bring us back to some kind of reality.
For him to even be running, I can't believe it.
Polls open Tuesday morning as the Granite State gives the country a sense of who will be vying for the White House come November 5th.
Right now, it just feels like the calm before the storm.
Secretary of State David Scanlan anticipating record turnout among Republicans and a strong showing by Democrats, even though President Biden isn't on the ballot.
The aggressive write-in campaign that is taking place to write his name in, how much enthusiasm has that created? And will the voters respond to that by turning out?
Now, Biden turning away from New Hampshire after a failed attempt in 2023 to move South Carolina higher in the primary process.
The polls suggest that he'll have an easy win, even with a write-in campaign.
But his absence has allowed challengers to claim a portion of the spotlight.
Dean Phillips, if he has a better than average finish, could very well start a conversation among Democrats throughout the country about where they are at.
As for the GOP, polling shows Donald Trump still firmly in first place. Nikki Haley trying to prove the nomination isn't a foregone conclusion.
Nikki Haley can definitely have a close second place, but it's got to be a low single digits.
And sort of an interesting side note in all of this, when you take a look across the entirety of New Hampshire, about half of these different areas use machines to count ballots, but half of them counted by hand. And David Scanlan says that's going to have an impact on results, specifically on the Democratic side, because when it comes to the ballots with Joe Biden written in, those all need to be hand counted. Those that do that every single year, be easier for them than those that use machines on a day-to-day basis. So tomorrow night, we'll be keeping close tabs on when the Republican results come in and when the Democrat results come in. A lot to watch for here in New Hampshire. In Manchester, Matt Pritchard, NBC 10 Boston.